Good afternoon. I am so happy to be standing here as we celebrate another major milestone in the people's agenda this legislative session. This would not have happened without the two authors of this very important piece of legislation, without their help getting this through the legislature. So I'm so grateful for Representative Osborne. Thank you for your leadership on this, and Pro Tem of the Senate, Greg Treat. There were the two authors on this bill, and made this civil service reform a reality. I also want to recognize a few others that are with us today. We have Secretary of Transportation Tim Gatz with us. Thank you, Secretary. We have Commissioner of Health Dr. Lance Fry with us today. Deputy Secretary of Digital Transformation Steve Hart. It's a mouthful. Welcome. And OESC Executive Director Shelley Zumwalt is with us today. So thank you for being here. We're also joined by Sterling Zerley from the Oklahoma Public Employees Association. Thanks for being here, Sterling. And Chad Warmington from the Oklahoma State Chamber is here as well. So thanks for being here, Chad. 2020 showed us how critical it is that our state agencies be able to adapt and change in real time. During my State of the State address back February 1st, I talked about fixing our outdated merit protection system for state employees. I told you a story about Cody, who's a state employee that lives down in southeast Oklahoma. He's worked for OESC for more than 2 decades. Despite going above and beyond, he was stuck in a broken system, and he couldn't be promoted just because of where he lived in the state of Oklahoma. Cody, he couldn't be here with us today, but his story is like hundreds and hundreds of those across state government. Men and women across state government, they've been stuck in an outdated system that doesn't really prioritize hard work. Agency heads have had their hands tied when it comes to recruiting and retaining top talent. So today, that all changes. By signing House Bill 1146, we are modernizing and reforming our state's civil service system. This is truly a major milestone in helping make Oklahoma a top 10 state. When I was running my company, I knew how important it was to recognize and reward and retain top talent. And this bill will lead to, I believe, better customer service for all 4 million Oklahomans. When I was elected, I promised Oklahomans that we would deliver more for your tax dollars. And House Bill 1146 is truly a game changer. So thank you again, Representative Osborne, Pro Tem Treat, and everyone in the legislature who got this across the finish line. So now I'll turn it over to Representative Osborne to give you some comments.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you all for being here today. This is a good day. Today is a good day because this is the way government is supposed to work. Problem identified, stakeholders with diverse interests work together to try to find a solution to the problem, and a solution was found that works for everyone. Everyone wins, and the best thing happens for the state. Just like with House Bill 1146, there doesn't always have to be a loser. When everyone wins, the state is better off for it. I called this bill the unsexiest big deal of the year. To be clear, when I said that, I meant the bill and not me. Because this isn't the kind of issue that fills up Facebook and Twitter. It's not something that bloggers or YouTubers spend much time on, but it pervades everything, and it affects the way state government operates at every level. So recently I ran into a quote. The internet attributes it to Dwight D. Eisenhower, so that has to be accurate. At any rate, regardless of who said it, it's the truth. You do not lead by hitting people over the head. Any damn fool can do that. But it's usually called assault and not leadership. I'll tell you what leadership is. It's persuasion and conciliation and education and patience. It's long, slow, rough work. And that's the only kind of leadership that I know or believe in. This day proves that we can solve some pretty big problems by working together, by leading with persuasion and conciliation and education and definitely some patience. So I've used this before, but it's still fun and on point, so I'm going to use it again. REO Speedwagon said it best. If you're tired of the same old story, come on, baby, turn some pages. We turned some pages today. Now let's get to work. Thank you. Senator Treat.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't have any REO Speedwagon quotes, but I do want to tell you it was an honor working with Representative Osborne. He's put a lot of effort into this over the last couple of years. We would have delivered this last session had we not been interrupted by COVID, and so I appreciate you sticking with it. I appreciate the staff of the Senate working through some of the issues with us over this interim and this session. I appreciate very much the leadership of the governor casting the vision for this. We've got to modernize how we treat state employment. I very much appreciate Sterling. Sterling, thank you for the work, the honest broker that you played through this whole 2-year process. We could not have done it without your help, so thank you immensely. When I got involved in state government, I got assigned to oversee DHS's transformation and the Pinnacle Plan from the Senate perspective. I went in there expecting to see employees that didn't take their job seriously and didn't take the constituents they serve and didn't treat them with a level of respect. What I saw was the exact opposite. Dedicated state employees who were giving their entire life to changing Oklahoma's life and being a transformation in these vulnerable kids and adults' lives. But there was no way to reward those employees who stood above and beyond the rest of the workforce. This bill, oftentimes people talk about it, makes it easier to get rid of somebody, but what it really does is it makes it much easier to reward good work, tenacity, a public servant's heart, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you for including me in the events today, Governor. Thank you, Representative Osborne and Sterling, for your work on this and everyone else who put work into it. I'm going to introduce Shelley Zumwalt with OESC to say a few words, and I appreciate you all being here today.
Thank you, Pro Tem Treat. I feel like I should have Boston or maybe Journey lyrics with me, but I didn't get the memo. I just have a few short words to say. Today is a really great day for state agencies like mine. We have over 92% classified employees, and I think the natural way of thinking about legislation like this is that it allows us to fire a whole bunch of people, and that's not how I'm thinking of it or how I've expressed it to my staff. As Pro Tem Treat said, much better than I will, it's going to allow us to reward people that have really put in the work, especially during this pandemic. What this pandemic has taught us is that the government needs to serve the people in their time of need, and this legislation will allow us to do this in the best way possible. Thank you. And I'm going to represent Sterling, announce Sterling. Sorry.
I'm Sterling, Executive Director of the Oklahoma Public Employees Association. This has been an interesting process. Representative Osborne and I have spent a lot of long hours together over the last 4 years, so I've known him very well, more than I wish I did. But I do want to thank the governor for this issue, bringing this issue forward, and his staff, Senator Treat, as you heard, his staff, and then Representative Osborne and the Speaker's office. This is a joint effort. We started this back in 2013, and I think a lot of things when people first started talking to us, our main thing was it wasn't about the merit system, it was about due process and protecting that due process for employees to ensure they can do their job. Unfortunately, employees have to make a lot of hard decisions, whether it's statutorial or whether it's rules that the government has set forth, and they wanted to make sure they could still do these and not be retaliated against or discharged for abiding with those rules. So with that, at OPA, we have about 125 years of experience between working for the state and working with state employees. So we knew that the system needed modernizing. Like I mentioned, in 2013, we started that process. So it's been over 8 years. And I'm really pleased that we've gotten to this point on the bill. And I really appreciate the governor and Senator Treat talking about rewarding state employees, because now we're ready to start to look at how you do pay for performance and then market-based pay for employees. We just think that's kind of the natural progression for this. But we're excited about this today, and we really appreciate all the stakeholders involving us. We're here to make the state of Oklahoma better, because our citizens, our employees work for the citizens, and we appreciate their hard work. And once again, I want to thank all you guys and ladies for being a part of that. Thank you.